Hey guys, welcome back to another update of my Canadian Dividend Investing Portfolio series. If you're new to the channel, what I'm doing here is I'm just documenting my experience as a Canadian investor buying and selling stocks on the Toronto Stock Exchange using Wealthsimple Trade and tracking everything in this custom Google Sheet that I made. If you're interested in getting the Google Sheet, there is a link in the description below where you can download a copy. Basically what I need to do, like when you track your stocks in a spreadsheet like this, you go and you use your broker, like I use Wealthsimple. You buy stocks, you sell stocks, you do whatever, you get dividends. But if you're using a spreadsheet, you need to track it. So mine is a little bit out of date. I have tracked my latest deposit, but I need to add in some dividends. So actually, if you just pop into Wealthsimple in the activity tab and you filter for dividends, you can see here that I've got a couple recently on May 16th, and all of these I need to add into my spreadsheet. So I do that on the dividends tab down here, and I just drop them in exactly like how you saw in Wealthsimple. And once they're all in, you can see here on the summary tab that my cash has increased. And actually, if you're looking at this bar before here, now it's a bit higher, and it is actually up to date with the most recent information. So this morning, when I was looking to buy some stocks, I had around $282 in cash. And I'm going to walk you through which stocks I bought, and we're going to come back to this number at the end. This is actually the annual dividend income that I'm expecting to receive, which is $3,153 per year. But we're going to see how much this increases after I buy $282 worth of dividend stocks. Should be interesting for you to kind of follow along and understand the progress of what happens when you invest some money, buy stocks, and slowly just keep doing that over and over and watch how the dividend income grows. My most recent deposit actually was $200, and about $82-ish of this were from those recent dividends that I got on May 16th. So you can see here that the money that I'm spending on stocks today is a combination of my own money that I had to go to my job and earn, and also reinvesting some dividends. Now, I don't get like $80 every day from dividends. On average, I'm getting about $260 per month. So most of the money that I am buying stocks with is my own money, but some of it is being reinvested from dividends. And actually, in total, you can see since I started, I've got about $2,500 from dividends, which is pretty nice to see. And I have reinvested all of that in the same sense here that as they come in, I just lump it in with the money that I deposit, and then I use all that together just to buy new stocks. So yeah, let's take a look here in the portfolio tab, and we can get an idea of what's going on inside my portfolio. I've got it sorted mostly for winners at the top and losers at the bottom, give or take. Actually, what I do is I sort it like this, and then I usually leave it for a little while, and until I resort it, then this will be the old order. And this is actually kind of interesting because previously you can see, like, in a way, how some of them move without actually opening the broker. For example, we're up 16%, and this one is up 14%. So previously, Emera was actually at a not such a high gain as Pizza, but now it's switched. Of course, you can find information in your broker, just looking at like the daily change or percent change over the last 24 hours or whatever. But this is a really lazy way. If you don't even feel like opening the app, you can kind of get a handle on what's going on in here with a quick scan. But anyways, today when I was buying stocks, I was just pretty much only interested in buying ones that are in the red for me. So that pretty much limited it to kind of this region, give or take. And it didn't take me very long. I was looking here at Manulife Financial. At the moment, while stocks are down, I'm just kind of looking for high yield. It's not always my goal. When the stock market is performing well and generally everything's going up, I'm usually kind of looking for just stocks that have dipped a little bit. I'm expecting most of the increases in the future to be from their stock price. But at the moment, when everything is just super sketchy, I'm just trying to pick up the highest yields possible. Not possible, but kind of the highest yields that are available in my account, while driving down the average cost of some of my stocks and also getting a high yield. So this one is 5.88%. It's almost 6, which is in my book's pretty good because the average yield of my overall portfolio is about 4.2%. So when I buy something that is 6%, that's going to drive up the average yield for my portfolio. And actually on this individual position, it's going to drive down the average cost because I'm going to be buying them at a price of $22.43, but my average price is over $23. So each one that I buy is going to chip this number down a little bit. Really, it doesn't matter, in my opinion, because what I'm looking at overall truly is my overall portfolio in the green. This means that if I was to cash out everything right now, that I would have more money than I started with. for the whole portfolio, but I do just kind of personally try to drive down the average cost of my individual positions, just so when I come in here, it looks all green and I can feel good about being like up on everything, which is kind of, you win some, you lose some. And you shouldn't always just chase ones that are in the red for you. Some people say like don't catch a falling knife, that's sort of expression, but for now, I don't trust the entire stock market at all, so I might as well just try to reduce some that are already beat up, because some of these guys that are up here that are still performing well, I'm suspicious that they might be next to crash. So who knows? I'm kind of going with that opinion myself personally, that I'm just going to go with buying more shares of companies that have already crashed, and hopefully they're not going to crash more. But you can never know, because past performance is not indicative of future performance whatsoever in the stock market. So I pretty much I maxed out my whole purchase on Manulife Financial. We can see here in Wealthsimple, if I just go to buys, that I bought most of the cash I had, $266 of what was about 12 shares of Manulife, and then I just had a few dollars left over, so I just bought one share of PMZ.UN. And that's also because they just kind of met my criteria, my personal criteria for what I was looking for today, which was being down compared to my average price and having a pretty high yield, pretty close to 6%. So what I do now after I buy my stocks is I log the transactions in my transactions tab. So we can just scroll all the way down to the bottom here. And I just put them in also just like the dividends, just as I do them. So we had the first one was TSE MFC. It was on May 20th, 2022. I bought 12 of these at a unit price of $22.17. And I didn't pay any trading fees or anything like that, and the price was in Canadian dollars. And then I also bought that one share here of PMZ.UN that was also on May 20th, and I just bought one of these guys, and that was $13.54. So this is exactly what you just saw in Wealthsimple, and every time I buy stocks or sell stocks, I just come in here and update this, just like when I get dividends, like I said. And then we can go, I don't know, you can go back into the portfolio tab and take a look to compare how much the average price has dropped. And honestly, I can't remember what it was before, but you could just go back in the video if you really wanted to check. But it's just gone down a little bit here, I think like about 1% or something. And basically on the summary tab, what I'm most interested in here is the annual dividend income and the change to that. So at the beginning of the video, this was sitting at $3,153, and now we're sitting at $3,169. So that's an increase of about, $16 per year, which might not sound like much, I don't know, but every time I buy stocks, like I said, with some of my own money and some of the reinvested money from dividends, this number is increasing. And pretty much in the next year, I can expect to get around $3,169 from my future dividends. And I plan on reinvesting all of that. And if you multiply that, by 4% again, then that's going to be like, it just snowballs. It compounds on itself, and you keep reinvesting it every year. And then also the future dividends that those pay, and it just really goes crazy and out of control. In the long term, we're talking like 10, 20, 30 years sort of thing. So guys, that's pretty much it for me. Yeah, if you're into dividend stocks, just leave a comment down below. I'm curious always to know what you guys are buying and what your goals are, like what's kind of guiding your decisions if you happen to be buying stocks in these crazy times. So guys, I'll see you down in the comments and in the next video.